The yogurt shop ghosts, a legacy of failure and a finger pointed too late. You ever feel like a case isn't just unsolved, it's cursed? Like the very idea of solving it attracts more chaos? That's what hits me about the yogurt shop murders in Austin, Texas. A single horrific act of violence, a stain on a city, and a decades-long saga of botched investigations, coerced confessions, and ultimately, a horrifying realization we might have been chasing the wrong ghosts all along. And it's only now, nearly 30 years later, that we're getting a potential answer. One that doesn't even offer closure, because the man responsible is already dead. Let me explain. It's a story tangled in injustice, incompetence, and a creeping sense of dread that makes you question everything you thought you knew about how justice is served. So, picture this, December 1991. 4 teenage girls, Eliza Thomas, Amy Ayers, Jennifer Harbison, and Sarah Harbison, are found murdered inside an I can't believe it's yogurt up in Austin. Gagged, tied up, shot in the head, and then, to compound the horror, the shop was set on fire. A deliberately chaotic scene designed to destroy evidence, to bury the truth. Just brutal. These weren't random victims. They were young women, full of potential, their lives extinguished in an instant. And the initial investigation? A disaster. A sprawling task force formed, the FBI called in, resources poured in, yet nothing. It went cold. Decades of frustration, speculation, and dead ends. Then, in 1999, a breakthrough, or so it seemed. 4 young men, teenagers themselves, were arrested and charged with the murders. Robert Springsteen, Michael Scott, Maurice Pierce, and Forrest Welborn. Initially questioned shortly after the killings, one of them, Maurice Pierce, was apprehended with a .22 caliber gun, the same type believed to be used in the murders. They were released due to a lack of evidence, which honestly should have been a massive red flag for everyone involved. It suggests a cover-up, a pressure to find someone, anyone, to pin the blame on, and it gets worse. Years later, a new team reopened the case, managed to extract confessions from Springsteen and Scott, confessions that would later be recanted, claiming coercion, coerced confessions. Can you even imagine being railroaded into admitting to a crime you didn't commit, simply to satisfy a desperate community demanding answers? The charges against Pierce and Welborn were dropped. Springsteen and Scott went to trial, convicted, only to have their convictions overturned on Sixth Amendment grounds. They didn't have the right to confront their accusers, which is a fundamental pillar of our legal system. But here's the gut punch. During the investigation, officials suspected sexual assault. They took vaginal swab samples from the victims, preserved them, and years later, ran them through a new DNA testing method called Y-STR testing, a technique designed to isolate male DNA. And the results? A partial DNA profile was obtained that didn't match any of the 4 men. This wasn't a minor discrepancy. This was a catastrophic failure in the entire investigative process. For years, they're pursuing these men, potentially ruining their lives, all while the real perpetrator was walking free. Now, fast forward to this month. The original investigator, John Jones, has finally revealed the source of that mysterious DNA. It matches Robert Lemberg, a serial offender who preyed on young women. Lemberg, conveniently, died in 2019. So, we've spent decades chasing shadows, convicting innocent people, and perpetuating a cycle of injustice, only to find out the answer was staring us in the face all along. The man responsible is dead, so there's no justice, no accountability, no closure for the victims' families. Just a haunting realization of how badly things went wrong. What does this say about our system? About the pressure to solve high-profile cases? About the dangers of tunnel vision and confirmation bias? This isn't just about one botched investigation. It's a cautionary tale about the fallibility of human judgment and the devastating consequences of pursuing justice without truth. We've created a system where the urgent supersedes the accurate, where public opinion trumps due process. Think about the families. They're not getting the answers they deserve. They're left with the agonizing knowledge that their daughters were failed by the very institutions designed to protect them. Springsteen and Scott, their lives disrupted, their reputations tarnished, only to be released after years of imprisonment. And Maurice Pierce and Forrest Welborn, wrongly accused, their futures forever marked by the shadow of suspicion. The yogurt shop murders weren't just a tragedy, they were a systemic failure. A stark reminder that justice isn't served by rushing to judgment, but by meticulously pursuing the truth, even when it's uncomfortable, even when it challenges our preconceived notions. It's a legacy of incompetence, a testament to the dangers of unchecked authority, and a heartbreaking reminder that sometimes the ghosts of the past refuse to be laid to rest. What do you think? Do you think the rush to convict Springsteen and Scott was intentional? What responsibility should those in charge bear for the injustice?